Good evening, folks. This is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Sunday, December 3rd, 8:46 p.m. Mountain Time, 2017, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Planetary K index alert. We've been in KP0 in telepathic mode for 24 of the last 30 hours, and we're back in zero. What does that mean for human health? Well, this is the Geomagnetic KP score index as it relates to human health. The safe zone is from 2 to 6, or 2 to 7. I would say 2 to 6. 7 to 9, you're looking for geomagnetic storm alerts. This happens after there is a filament eruption or a flare event and takes 24 to 48 hours to reach us. And these are the solar flare risks associated with a high KP and geomagnetic storms. And the cosmic ray alert here, cosmic ray risks, are for a low geomagnetic event in 0 or 1 range, which we've been in for 24 hours, which includes acute myocardial infarction, cerebral stroke, terminal arrhythmia, anxiety, stress, emotional stability. For me, I often get a ringing in my left ear that comes and explodes and goes away, or I can often hear my heart beating in my left eardrum. Cognitive diminution, uptick in traffic accidents, work injuries, suicide risk, mental disorder, flare-up, radiation risk, especially for those above 50 degrees north or 50 degrees south latitude. Enhanced alert for those with ventricular dysfunction or ischemic cardiomyopathy. For airline passengers in high latitudes, do not fly above 60 north at all. Very dangerous. I will leave you links to the KP index. And we have been at 0 for a very long time over the past 2 days. That's a heads up. That results in increased flooding. Mop-up begins after Victoria lashed by record-breaking rainfall. Victorians have begun cleaning up after 3 days of record-breaking rainfall battered parts of the state, causing flash flooding in some areas. 3 days, 2 of which high cosmic ray flux and cloud nucleation. Adding to that record, Thane district records decades high highest rainfall this season. This is in India. Again, space weather related. So guys, we're waiting for this coronal hole stream to reach us. It should be here within the next 36 hours and should relieve us of this complete solar minimum insanity, which is doing things to the charts I've never seen. The quiescence in the phi angle here for over 12 hours is very rare. And this type of perturbation slightly thereafter, a very unique experience. This has to do with the plasma filaments erupting. In almost the whole universe went quiet, or the entire heliosphere went quiet here. It was just quiet throughout the solar system for a moment in a very weird way. This is only going to increase. So this KP of 0 for extended periods of times in the future may extend for weeks at a time. That's a heads up. Weeks of KP0. That's what we have to look forward to. Let's look at the seismic uptick. We do have a seismic uptick globally in the 4 to 5 range with an uptick in Indonesia. We've had moderate quakes in Vanuatu and the 6.0 over here in Ecuador. There's a larger obvious impact in small-scale seismicity, especially up in Alaska and in the standard zones here in Cali. We're going to be talking about how to monitor this and the volcanic warning hazards on the Ring of Fire at the end of the video, so stay with us. Bali volcano emits a wispy plume of steam and flights resume. Gushing ash from the Bali volcano dissipated into wispy plumes of steam. We were watching it last night. While we were doing the video, Popo erupted for about 30 minutes. If you want to go see that footage, you can find it on places. They're not picking up on it on the mainstream. Let's talk about crop losses. These colossal rains that we've been seeing and we've been documenting just for the last 5 months as we launch this channel are going to result in epic crop losses. So increased rain causes the splitting of fruit, which you're looking at right here. Fruit splitting is very common when it gets too moist in a number of areas, including Vegetables, some vegetables will split like this. So this is a complete loss. These cherries are useless. They may be used in juice. I don't know how they deal with this. But the way that agriculture works is you usually just scrap it and collect the subsidies. Albania sees crop losses after severe floods, which we reported on yesterday. The Albanian government has said that it has started work to carry a transparent assessment of the flood damages that hit Albania in the last week. So that's going to be a heads up. And the cherry farmers face losing half of their crop in the lead up to Christmas. And this is coming from Australia. The prolonged rainfall in recent days has come at the worst possible time for the nation's cherry producers, putting early harvesting on hold in some orchards and delivering heartbreak to others. Downpours can soften and split cherries, making them unsellable, and some farmers in the Orange region are using tractor-mounted air blowers and even helicopters to dry orchards. Sam Coleman from the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries said, "While the scale of crop loss is currently unknown, some growers say it could cause fruit prices to increase heading into the festive Christmas period." That's a heads up. Crop loss, increased food prices. This is only going to continue as we descend. That's why we're documenting this on this channel. After drought, monster storms threatened Australia's wheat crop. The numbers are not in. But this is all coming in just 1 week. Heavy rains in eastern Australia forecast to intensify over the weekend, which just happened, are threatening to wipe out or damage up to 4 million tons of wheat due to be harvested shortly. So we got wheat, we have fruit. Extreme cold weather predicted in parts of Saudi Arabia this week. The General Authority for Meteorology and Environmental Protection predicted that Saudi Arabia will be affected by a cold air mass with significant temperatures which could reach 0. This cold weather will affect especially northern parts of Saudi Arabia. The meteorological agency pointed out that this is not normal. An uncommon visitor from the tundra. Guys up in UK, your guys are having the coldest winter in 100 years, supposedly descending on you. Well, so are the Arctic terns. These are creatures that live in the North Pole, and they're habiting in York. That's in northern England. I'll leave you the links. This is a sign of the times. Importance and scale of past climate change underestimated. This is coming from the mainstream, the Irish Times. And this study, NUI Galloway, that's where it was based, shows that the magnitude of past abrupt climate change events around the planet may have been underestimated, and that global warming has been overestimated, according to a major international study, and my opinion. If the findings using new evaluation models are correct, the impact of current climate change on the planet may be larger than expected. What they're saying here is that the interglacial up and downs, they may have been off by up to 4 degrees. And we know based on their data that the medieval warm and other periods over the last 6,000 years have been much warmer than the modern warm, which they're obfuscating the truth about because they don't want you to know that there's been a global cooling pattern for the last 6,000 years. Guys, if I have to say it again, we live in a glacial period. We are in an interglacial, which is a short period of time when the glaciers go away. But we have not come out of the glacial period yet. We are still in a glacial period, which means that this grand solar minimum, what they're alluding to, could be a faster drop. Now, I'm going to leave you on some heads up for seismic watching. Seismic watching, those people in North America, the Cascadia region, and here down the Aleutians. We only have 4 active volcanoes that are on this hurricane warning system. The Great Sitkin, Bogoslav, and Cleveland are from increasing to warning levels. And California is always at a level of concern. I mean, Hawaii. So that's the 4 that we have. 3 here in the Aleutians and Hawaii. But the volcanoes on the West Coast will awaken. And they will awaken shortly. There is seismic activity right here up at a volcano that I can see. And right here is seismic activity at the Great Sitkin. So if you want to know where that is, come find this curve out here in the Aleutians, and you'll see the very end of the Aleutian chain here. This is the Great Sitkin volcano, is the fifth one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually the sixth one in, sixth volcano. And you can go check out these over at the USGS Volcano Warnings Hazard Map, which I'll leave you. volcanoes.usgs.gov. You just click on the volcano. This is interactive, this map, just like Maps is. And you can come close up in here and take a look at the Great Sitkin that I just showed you here on the USGS map. Adak is here, Atka. And you can come check out all the volcanoes for yourself and learn a little something about the seismicity of the world and the Ring of Fire. And if you live near any of these, you should probably be considering leaving, because a good majority of these erupt during grand solar minimums, which means in the next 50 years, the entire west coast of the United States is going to light up in some capacity. 5 to 10 of these volcanoes every grand minimum re-erupt. Will it be Mount St. Helens again? Will it be Rainier, Glacier Peak, the Three Sisters? Will it be Lassen? Could it be Mount Whitney? We don't know. That's why this map is here to watch as it increases. That's why you can do your own homework. Use the USGS hazards map. And guys, if you have the ability to get out of these seismic zones, you should do so. There are a lot of safe places, and most of the safe places to live are in extremely rural areas where land is very cheap. All you need is the moxie to get up and go. There are people to help you. That's what this channel's out here for. We're going to be solution-oriented. We're going to be sharing our greenhouse designs. We just finished the front greenhouse. We're going to be making a video. I'm sure you're pretty stoked to look at that. And we're going to be working on the internal system soon, guys. I hope you got something out of the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so now. All the links will be there. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I get to all of them. Thanks for watching. Be safe.